Versatile Mage. Chapter 272. Training at the Desolated City. The Black Vatican conducts experiments on evil arts and represents a huge threat to humanity. It's the truth that we all know. We have our lines, too. The test subjects are usually criminals who were given a death sentence. Although it does go out of control sometimes, we've managed to clean the mess up in the past without hurting anyone. Chu Yuhua, you're too stubborn. How could you say we're evil, too? We're inventing. In the past, there were only a few elements that existed. Our ancestors did a great job exploring and discovering new elements. Having a new element would significantly help our country, and all of mankind. Are you only going to realize how weak humans are when the demon beasts are consuming us like poultry one day? You're not the only one being irrational. Besides, magicians have an obligation to sacrifice for their country when needed. General Lu Nian held his stance. Whatever you say. All I know is that he doesn't belong to the military. You have no right to order him. I've asked Dean Xiao regarding this matter too, and he will never agree, Chu Yuhua said, showing no intention of wasting further time with Lu Nian. Alright, that's enough. It's extremely difficult for you two to meet, and you're still arguing when you have the chance. Let's enjoy the tea. The authorities will decide for us, Dean Songhe from the Imperial College, who was sitting between them, said. Dean Songhe, we should discuss the training. Chu Yuhua completely ignored General Lu's presence as he spoke with Dean Songhe. Oh. I've made the preparations. Do you still remember Jinlan City? Why does it have to be there? Training missions were extremely important for magicians who were still studying. Even if the schools did not force the students to participate, those who strove for excellence would organize them for themselves. How could they not try to gain experience if they were thinking of becoming experts? During the meeting for the exchange students, Dean Songhe represented the Imperial College to explain the details of the training mission. The students from the Pearl Institute and the Imperial College would be undertaking their mission at the same place, thus attending the same meeting. The training this time will be held at Jinlan City, located in the Yangtze Plain, Dean Songhe informed them. Jinlan City, why haven't I heard of the place before? Blurted out Qingqing, who was quite a geography expert. She was a genius with an impressive memory. She clearly remembered the name of every city in the country, but she had never heard the name Dean Songhe had mentioned. This Jinlan City is quite special. It was wiped off the map around 15 years ago, Chu Yuhua said calmly. Wiped off from the map. The students were astounded. They had never heard of any city being wiped out. Besides, what did it actually mean when a city got wiped out? 15 years ago, the area close to Dongting Lake was caught up in a great disaster. The overpopulated demon beasts swarmed toward Jinlan City, which was relatively remote. Luckily, a magician discovered what was happening while training in the countryside. He immediately asked the government to evacuate the people of Jinlan City. On the second day, the entire city turned into a feast for the demon beasts after being overrun. Those who could not evacuate in time were buried there forever. Dean Songhe could not help but feel emotional when mentioning the past events. As a matter of fact, the magician who had discovered the disaster was Songhe himself. However, he was not willing to share his past, as it was too much of a tragedy. When Songhe mentioned this, some of the students familiar with history remembered certain records. Some records not revealed to the public briefly mentioned the disaster at Dongting Lake 15 years ago. However, no one from their generation knew about the city that had disappeared. So that means Jinlan City is a desolate city? Zhu Delong asked. That's right. 10 years ago, it was like paradise for the demon beasts. Even the magicians from the military did not dare risk annihilating them. However, according to the latest information from the hunters, most of the beasts at Jinlan City have disappeared, as if they had moved to another place for some reason. We did carry out an investigation and confirmed that the number of beasts has significantly decreased. It is not as terrifying as it used to be, Dean Songhe said. So that means we'll be training at that abandoned city. I want you to collect data from the city. Dean Song he took a sip of his tea before continuing. Even though the demon beasts are gone, many species of them still wander the city. I want you to gather as much information as you can, counting the number of servant class creatures and warrior level creatures you encounter. Just collecting data? Shen Mingxiao asked. If they only needed to collect data, it did not seem too difficult. We are planning to write a proposal to evaluate the possibility of reconstructing Jinlan City. The Imperial College and the Pearl Institute are working together on this, so the data you collect is extremely important. To prove our point, we need to evaluate the danger of a city abandoned for 15 years. Mo Fan did not think it was an easy task after hearing the explanation. The city was incredibly huge. To collect accurate data, they would need to spread across the city. In that case, the chance of being detected by beasts was clearly higher, and they could easily find themselves surrounded. The danger level of the mission at the desolate city would be similar to the Blood Alert disaster at Bo City. It was not as easy as hiding in safe zones. If they went too deep into the demon beast's territory, it would be the end of their lives. Dean, you are asking us to count the number of servant class and warrior level creatures. What about the commander level beasts? Luo Song asked naively. Oh, if you stumble into a commander level creature, it would be quite impressive if you managed to make it back alive, Dean Song he said calmly. Everyone instantly felt a chill down their spine at his response. Basically, Jinlan City had turned into a demon beast's den, and a place like that would always have commander-level beasts. If one or two decided to move, their mission would be extremely dangerous. It was said that commander-level creatures were incredibly perceptive. Even a giant bird flying across their territory a few hundred meters up in the sky would be eaten alive. There is so much you can do on your own. I hope the students from both the Imperial College and Pearl Institute can work together to ensure everyone returns safely. Dean Song he encouraged them calmly. Chapter end. Please guys like, comment, share, and subscribe.